let's just face the facts. You will not become a millionaire on $5 a day, no matter what anybody tells you. So here's how the teaching goes that we see all over the internet. You're 20 years old and you save $5 a day until you're 65 years old. And that gives you 45 years to save. Now, how much are you saving? You're saving $5 a day. So that's $5 times 30, and that's $150 a month. So now we take that $150 a month and we get 9% interest on our investment. I'm just guessing. We'll see, some do better, some do worse. But let's say you get 9% per year on your investment. How much does that equal after 45 years? Well, it equals $1,031,742. Bam! And that is the magic of compound interest. This is what it actually looks like. You start earning hardly anything every year. You're just putting in $150 a month every year, and it goes up. But the compound interest, it's 9% times each year, and when you're 65, you're just skyrocketing and you're making so much money. That's the magic of compound interest, and that's how mathematically $5 a day will get you to becoming a millionaire if we follow all those assumptions. But there are a lot of problems with them, so let's jump back and talk about some of them. There are a lot of problems with this formula, but they can all be fixed. And I'm 32 years old, I'm a millionaire, and I'll show you that it's really not that complicated, but this will not get you there.
But Jim, you're like here.
Yeah.
How are you already a millionaire?
Okay. The problem with this formula is Chris. You know, Chris earns 40 grand a year. Means his monthly pay is $3,333.
And that's not a gross salary. That's his take home. $40,000 a year.
So this is generous.
Take home pay turns into this, and so that's more like a $55,000 salary before taxes.
Chris is pretty frugal. I mean, he's got a mortgage, a car payment, just average kind of normal stuff, and he doesn't even have a cell phone. And this only leaves him $133 a month left over. Johnny breaks his arm, you got to go to the dentist, anything happens, and this dude's budget is broken. I mean, the chances of this guy ever becoming a millionaire are zero.
And this is less than that $5 a day.
Yeah, so $5 a day is $150 a month. He can't even do this. It's not possible.
Yep. And even if he tried, okay, with this budget that he has today, he's going to live on that, and whatever happens, he's going to invest this $133. Well, what happens when 10 years pass and this is now $100,000, and he's like, I have $100,000. I'm going to buy a house. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm going to finally pay off that dang car that I've been paying for the last 15 years.
It just takes incredible discipline if you're really scraping by to not only save that money, but to watch it pile up and never once be tempted. Because if you're tempted once and you take out of it, you're never going to be
starting over.
Worse yet, by the time the dude is 70, $1 million won't even be enough to retire on. It's not enough to retire on today.
It'll be worth about half of what it is today.
Because of inflation.
So if you wait about 30 years, even with a generous only 2% inflation rate, it's worth about half. So that would be like trying to retire today on about $500,000. It's not going to get you by.
I keep hearing people say, this is the lesson they never taught us in high school. They should have taught us the magic of compound interest. And they should. We believe in it big time. But not like this. It just won't work in a practical sense. But you can absolutely get there. Let's say Chris just made one right decision. He made all of his other decisions wrong. He got student loans, he got a mortgage, he had credit card debt, he did tons of stupid stuff. But he made one decision right. When he was 20 years old, he hustled when he was in college, and instead of buying a stupid car, he put it in an index fund.
If he starts at 20, then not 50 years later, this was...
When he's
about
59,
39 years later.
Yep.
So when he's 59, he's already a millionaire. And by the time he's 65, not 70, 65, that's almost $2 million in the bank.
Absolutely.
And he didn't invest anything after that one smart decision that he made in college. And chances are, if he made that one smart decision in college and saw what it was going to do, he probably is going to invest a little bit more over the course of his life.
The point is, at some point, you've got to get some gravy. At some point, you've got to have money to make an investment. It's great to invest every month. I invest every single month. I save away and I do it. It's smart to invest consistently long term. We're not saying it's not. It is. But it makes this whole equation so much easier if at some point you can make some lump sums and have a little extra money to invest.
Yeah, think about it. Chris can't afford to go on a vacation if he invests. He can't afford to fix a car. Anything that comes up, he can't afford it if he wants to invest.
And that's why Chris is always going to... Poor Chris, man. We're really ripping this dude. That's why Chris is always going to be poor, is because, if he wants to take his family on vacation, maybe he can find a way by not driving. He saves on gas, and maybe in 6 years he can have enough to send his family to Cancun. Few people have that kind of discipline to save for 6 years for one vacation. So what's going to happen? Credit card that sucker.
Yeah.
And he's always going to be behind forever.
Yeah.
So if you're Chris right now, what could you do to just hustle your way to just get some kind of seed to get you going? If you had to give ransom money to horrible Somali pirates or something, how could you come up with $5,000 and then go do it?
And once you have a little bit of seed money, then you can use that money to turn into a more sustainable income that can supplement whatever you're doing at work. So Chris has his job, he's making a fairly average American salary, and he's barely getting by. Well, if he's got just a little bit of seed money, then there's a lot that he could do with that money. First of all, with $5,000, he now has an emergency fund. But it also gives him a few $100 if he wants to take it to go start something.
Heck yeah.
That's going to give him a little bit more of an income.
He earned his $5,000 by taking his lawnmower and mowing for all his neighbors. And then he says, hey, this is kind of cool. What if I put this into a business and I buy a couple lawnmowers and I pay one dude to be mowing all summer long, and I just have one employee and I still have my day job, and I start this thing off on the side, and you build it and you build it and you build it. That's exactly what I did, but I didn't buy a lawnmower. I bought this exact camera. Awful picture, by the way. I bought this camera, how many years ago was this? I don't even remember. But I bought this camera by selling everything in my garage. I sold skis and a gun, and just everything I could find in the garage was for sale. And I bought this camera, and that's where I started my business. My business, what I've done is I've been creating websites and blogs and YouTube channels and podcasts. I own improvephotography.com, which is a huge photography site. But it started when I invested a little bit of money in a camera to start a business. And then I started sharing photography tips on my website, and hundreds and thousands and then millions of people started coming to my website. And I've learned so many tricks along the way about how to get that traffic to a website. And then I sell online courses, I have ads on my website, and it's generated a really incredible income to be able to provide for my family over the years. Here's another example. Tell them about Camper.
Yeah, so this is a website that 1 year prior to this, so it's a 1-year-old site, okay? It is a website with, at the time, 25 articles that were written on it, okay? Very, very basic website about campers, about just the basics of owning a camper,
RVs,
using a camper, RVs, that kind of stuff. Just writing really helpful, useful content on a basic website. And what happens is, over time, people start coming to the website to get the information that they're looking for about campers and about RVs. And by, recommending products to them, we're able to generate an income of, $1,300 a month off of this website that costs.
And this is one of our small sites.
This is a little site. This isn't improved photography. This is very much a niche website. Like I said, only about 25 articles on the whole site. Okay, and it's got a sustainable income over $1,000 a month. And the cost to build this website, a couple $100.
That income, that 25 articles that's generating $1,000 a month, completely changes Chris's story, or at least it can, as long as he uses it wisely.
This is now $1,133 a month, and with that kind of money, instead of $5 a day, I can invest $20 a day if I want to, and that turns into $1 million a heck of a lot quicker than 50 years.
Compound interest really is magic, and you should be saving every single month. But the point that we want to make is from a practical sense, at some point, the most likely way for you to get there is to be able to take control of your income. When you want to take your family on vacation, you aren't tempted to pull out a credit card. You say, I'm going to go bust my butt and I'm going to go earn $5,000. When you want to be able to put $20,000 in there, this is fun. Ricky and I have this conversation every quarter. Yeah. Every quarter we look at the business bank account. We're like, we got a little extra in there. How much of a bonus do you want? It's fun. Yeah. It's so cool. But we work hard for that. And it's not a get rich quick scheme at all. It's hard work, but we're doing it and it is working for us. I don't care how you take control of your income. If you're going to cut lawns, if you're going to do something else similar to your day job, become a plumber or an electrician, you're going to paint houses on the weekends, whatever. But you've got to find a way to be able to generate extra money when you need extra money. And it makes everything so much easier. If you want to do what we're doing, we'll show you everything that we do in our business. Just go to incomeschool.com and click on Niche Site School. It will just give you our business model. We'll share everything that we learned in creating many blogs that have been successful and how we get the traffic and how we monetize them. If you don't want to even pay for Niche Site School, just find it out how to do it for free. Go to incomeschool.com/new. We just walk you through exactly how to get started with the website. You write that content, monetize it. There are so many ways to take control of your income. It really doesn't matter which path you take, but somehow in 2018, find a way to take control of what you got. Thanks, everybody.